Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the epic clash between the North All-Stars and the South All-Stars in a must-watch All-Star event. Grab your snacks, settle in, and get ready. We're live from the Second Ward Gymnasium in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm Petey Norris. Alongside me, standing in the best seat in North Carolina, Craig Green. Craig, we're back for the finale of the season for the 2024 East Coast Basketball League.
Not the best seat in North Carolina, the best seat in America right here at the Second Ward Gym. And, of course, we're here to see the best of the best in the East Coast Basketball League, showcase their talents for all these fans here who have made the trek out here to the 704 like you and I have done today. And I'm really excited to see these guys get out here, let loose, and let her rip and have fun and just show the fans what they can do.
Yeah, a lot of talent's going to be showcased right here among the North and the South. You know, doing my preparation for this, I looked at both rosters, starting with the North, and I tell you, there's not one person on this court today that doesn't deserve to be here.
The North is loaded with the best of the best from the conference. I mean, you know, you look at it up and down, you've got Corey Moore, the MVP of the league, of course. Tariq Felder, the MVP of the finals. We've got, conspicuous by his absence today, Naquan Cousins, big-time player for the Winston-Salem Wolves, is not here today. But Avery Patterson, Vic Shiona, from Kingdom Life Basketball Club, one of the top rebounders in East Coast Basketball League, made the trek here and is ready to compete. The North this team is stacked. I'm impressed with the amount of talent they've got here, and I want to see how they play together, because remember, these are all guys from different teams, Petey. I want to see how they gel together and how they can come together and put the basketball in the hoop.
Yeah, we've been here for 3.5 hours. We first started off with the coaches game, which I believe they had more braces than an 11-year-old kid does on their body. Sebastian Page was the MVP for the coaches game with 34 points from the Carolina Thunder, the 2023 ECBL championship. And then we followed up by the three-point contest, who was won by the primetime players, point guard Chris Moore, who defeated the North, Elijah Moore from Petersburg Cavaliers, 11-7 in the finals. And then the slam dunk contest, it went to Warren Vincent for the Gastonia Snipers. He defeated LeBron Woodbury from the Fayetteville Panthers pretty heavily in the dunk contest. If you take a look at Warren Vincent, he was the six-man award winner this season for the East Coast Basketball League. He cut undersized, during the dunk contest. I was like, how's this guy can get up over the rim? And all I reflect back to was watching Muggsy Bogues back in the day for the Charlotte Hornets just jump out of the gym, and that's exactly what Warren Vincent can do for the South today against the North.
Yeah, Warren Vincent of the Gastonia Snipers, wearing number 55 in blue this afternoon. He will be out here again, a big-time threat for the Gastonia Snipers. Obviously fell just short of their goal here. They did win the Southeast Division title. But, we talk about, these the pregame festivities, Petey. It looks like the South cleaned up pretty well, winning the three-point contest, winning the slam dunk contest, and Sebastian Page, of course, winning the coaches game MVP. He wanted to get that bad taste out of his mouth after the ECBL championship game, losing to the DC Heat. So, he came out here, just like you said, 34 points. He wanted to put his stamp on today's All-Star festivities, and I think he did a good job doing that.
You can't take nothing away from any of these teams out here, any of these players. 2 weeks ago, we were in D.C. for the ECBL championship, but there's one player that was able to put it in the books for the DC Heat, and that was Tariq Felder. That game, he had his season-high 30 points in that victory. And, Carolina Thunder from Marion, South Carolina, traveled all the way to D.C. We're based in Raleigh. We went to D.C. They're a little bit farther south than we are. So for them to get up, travel all the way to D.C., play in a well-established gymnasium on the University of Columbia, District of Columbia, and only lose 115 to 102.
And in that game, the Carolina Thunder, I mean, they had their chances, Petey. I mean, they started off really cold in the first quarter, down by 16 points in the first, but they battled their way back. I mean, we saw them get down to, what, about a 3-point game, 4-point game in the fourth quarter. They had DC on the ropes. They couldn't string together enough good possessions on offense, and then Corey Moore got hot late. But, you know, we go back and talk about Tariq Felder. I mean, the MVP of that contest, 30 points. The man was virtually unstoppable. As soon as he got his hands on the basketball, there was no answers at all from the Carolina Thunder. Remember, another big factor to that game was the, conspicuous by his absence, DJ Mason. We didn't see a whole lot of him after the early portion of the game. Didn't really see him at all in the second half. So, did that play a factor in the contest as well, in the DC Heat winning the game? But you got to give it up to Will McLaughlin and staff. They earned it. They won the championship. Tariq Felder, awesome game. Corey Moore, the league MVP. They're here for a reason. But, there's a whole lot of ifs and buts, and if they were candy and nuts, we may have a different result.
Yes, we're 3 minutes away from starting the 2024 ECBL championship. But, get back to today's matchup. A lot of these players out here, majority of them played, anywhere from 8 games, anywhere up to 15 games. That's why they're on the roster for the All-Star. We had some scratches late. We're missing Mealy from the primetime players, who is an all-time rebound leader for the for the Petersburg Cavaliers. That's going to have a feeling that possibly could hurt the North by missing Mealy.
Yeah, Tavon Mealy is a guy who hovers around the bottom, hovers around the basket, unmovable down there. We've seen him in action against the DC Heat. We've seen him in action against the Hickory Hoyas. We know what Tavon Mealy can do. And, for him to not be out there today for the North, yeah, it's going to be a big loss. But, again, you got the big man right here, Victor Shiona. Victor Shiona from the Kingdom Life Basketball Club. He's going to be ready, and he just powered one in right there in the pregame. He's going to be the guy down low that's going to keep possessions alive for Corey Moore. And he's also going to have Tariq Felder down there to help him out as well. So I think the North is going to be well represented underneath.
Yeah, they do definitely have some trees down low. Can't take it away from the South. They got some trees and they got some athleticism. But we're a minute 14 away from starting here. We're going to take one commercial break and come right back here inside Second Ward Gymnasium in Charlotte, North Carolina, for your 2024 ECBL Championship, presented by High Level Media.
1 in 3 adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has my mind.
Welcome back to Second Ward Gymnasium in Charlotte, North Carolina, the Queen City, as we're here for the 2024 ECBL Championship presented by High Level Media. Craig Green, Petey Norris here. Craig, final takes this year. Who will be the All-Star MVP, and who will win the All-Star, the North or the South?
Ooh, great question. So I'm going to say the South wins the game. I know they've got the numbers advantage lies with the North. So I'm going to give it to the South here. They've won everything today. So I'm going to say the South wins the All-Star game by a final score of 147 to 140. And my MVP of this game is going to go to Joseph Battle of the South Carolina Upstate Redhawks. He's my player to watch. Third leading scorer in the league, 32 points a game, 10 rebounds, shot over 50% from the field. I'm going to keep my eyes on number 1 for the South.
Okay, you heard it right there. Craig has your picks for today's All-Star game. My player to watch is Tariq Felder. You know, coming off of the career high game this season in the championship game. He's got his fandom here for the North. And, you know, can't take nothing from the North. I have the North winning by 12, 150 to 138. Time will tell, Craig.
Time will tell.
12 minutes on the clock. Teams are getting their pitchers. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in on the ECBL Hoops YouTube page, or if you stream, checking out the High Level Media NC, and also on the World Sports Broadcasting YouTube page. Also, we're getting ready. Like I said, Craig, this is the final game. We've covered a lot of ECBL this season. Been in some great venues, great hospitality from teams, owners, and players. And every game has come down to the wire, so why can't we take this one away?
I expect nothing short of a barn burner and exciting contest. I mean, just like you said, every East Coast Basketball League game of the week we've covered has been a can't-miss event. We've seen some really, really compelling contests. You know, we've seen upsets, we've seen overtime, we've seen awesome individual performances. So, and we even saw a great championship game 2 weeks ago, so why not let the trend continue here today?
We'll go ahead and go to our national anthem, and then we'll return with a tip.
Now we're going to introduce our visitors for today, the Northern Conference. We're going to introduce first our reserves for today. Number 3, Big Kicker from Kingdom Light Basketball Club. Number 11, Ron Woodbury. Number 20, Shaheed Petway. And number 7, Mike Hughes from the Winston-Salem Lord. All right, our starters for today. From our champions this year from the DC Heat, number 4, Corey Moore. Also from our 2024 champions, Tyreek Felder, number 10. Number 6, Elijah Moore, Petersburg Cavaliers. Number 52, Cal Brian Callaway from the Fayetteville Panthers. And number 23, Donald Rutherford from the Rowan County Bulls. His team today is coached by Coach McLaughlin, the head coach of the DC Heat, our ECBL 2024 champions. Okay, today our starters for our home team, the Southern Conference. Number 1, Joseph Allen, South Carolina State Redhawks. DeAndre Marion from the Hickory Hornets. Number 11, Leroy Williams from the Carolina Thunder. Number 13, Mike Colson, Garden City Magic. Number 21, Keon Hilton from the Carolina Crusaders. And number 45, Monte Evans from the Carolina Crusaders. And number 25, Emmanuel Brooks from the South Carolina Let It Fly Wet Dogs. Our starters for today, number 2, Chris Moore from the Primetime Players. Number 5, Chris Ray from the Charlotte Tribe. Number 22, from our Southern Conference champion, the Carolina Thunder, Patrell Rogers. Number 31, Emilio Parks from the Charlotte Tribe. And number 55, Warren Vincent from the Gastonia Snipers. The team today is coached by Mario, assisted by Jeff Newsom and Sebastian Page from the Carolina Thunder.
Got a lot of talent over there on both sides, talent and coaching. As Sebastian Page picked up the MVP, got a talent player coach over there, Sebastian Page from the Carolina Thunder. But Craig, take a look at the starters. Warren Vincent, the 6th man of the year, starting the All-Star game for the South. You can check out Patrell Rogers. You know, that's one guy you definitely want to watch. If he gets on, watch out.
Patrell Rogers is a guy who definitely kind of plays with emotion on his sleeves and is someone who can be very, very streaky. He can get hot quickly, and when he starts playing with confidence, opponents of the Carolina Thunder really have no answers for number 24.
They got to watch out for the big man, Emilio Parks from the Charlotte Tribe. Him and Chris Ray represent the Tribe out here today in the Queen City. The South's in the blue, the green is the north side. Petey Norris, Craig Green bringing you a call here from 2nd Ward Gymnasium in Charlotte. As Donald Rutherford will jump with Chris Ray from the Charlotte Tribe. And the 2024 ECBL All-Star Game is underway, and Warren Vincent puts up an air ball. And here come the North. Like we said, Craig, it's going to be a game of runs, and it necessarily don't mean if you get up, you're going to win, as both teams come up short. It's off of Chris Ray, out of bounds. Ball belongs to the North. North come into play. Ball straight to the cup. It's the Peterborough Cavaliers.
You know, Kyle Dixon don't like that, seeing Elijah Moore get on the scoreboard first.
It's always good to see Elijah Moore get a points for the North. Two to nothing early. Vincent, the three-point representative for the Snipers, misses 2 threes, and the North lead 2 to nothing over the South.
Seeing Chris Ray pretty active early on. Chase down blocks on defense, looking around on offense, and looks like he stepped out of bounds before he could lay that home.
But Patrell Rogers right there trying to feed him on the baseline. His nice pass. Patrell Rogers picks up Tariq Felder. And Callaway from the corner, and Chris Ray, correction. Emilio Parks to Moore. Vincent. Can he make 1 for 3? And he does. The South.
And good look by Chris Moore to find him in the corner. Passed up the shot himself and found the open man.
Emilio Parks carrying the real estate down low for the South on the rebound, and the North will get the ball.
You know, the South has some big guys too. Emilio Parks, Chris Ray. They've got the shooting, Chris Moore. You know, that's why I got them winning this game today.
Moore from the corner, and Elijah Moore with 5 points.
I think the referee might have missed Elijah Moore stepping on that out-of-bounds line, but it's the All-Star game. We're going to let it go.
The North regained the lead 5-3, and Vincent, 2 for 4 from deep.
A 3-ball flying. Let's see if Corey Moore can match it.
Doesn't fall, and Elijah Moore looking to pick up his 7th point and coming out with it. Chris Moore in offense for the South. Vincent, guarded tightly by Corey Moore. Vincent drives, reverse layup, and 8 points for the 6th man of the year.
Yeah, it looks like Warren Vincent's trying to do his best to win MVP already.
Callaway for 3 for the North, and the North tie it up on a Callaway 3. That's our first tie tonight as Rogers backing the bigs down low and goes to Ray. Ray will put a runner up. Corey Moore with a rebound. 9:05 left first quarter. Rutherford slips, but Emilio Parks with no defense, and Corey Moore for 3. And Elijah Moore, no. We're starting to build a new gymnasium up in Petersburg so far for the North. Latrell Rogers looking inside to Chris Ray. Vincent.
I like the ball movement so far by the South here, sharing the basketball, trying to find the open guy.
Vincent gets a double screen. They go back inside to Chris Ray. Double team, and he steps, and it's a shot clock violation.
Pick your poison. Either you stepped out of bounds or you ran out of time. Either way, it's a turnover for the South.
7:26 left first quarter. Tariq Felder will bring it up for the North.
No subs yet. Both sides letting these guys get a little run here.
Callaway to Felder. Felder looking inside to Rutherford. Rutherford step back, doesn't fall. Right in the hands of the 6th man of the year, William Vincent. Vincent inside to Parks, and Parks couldn't connect. Tariq Felder with numbers, back to Felder for a layup in the North with a 2-point lead.
DC Heat connecting right there. Moore to Felder, to Moore to Felder again.
Latrell Rogers double teamed and lays it with ease for the South.
2 points for Latrell Rogers. Gets on the board, keeps the pace with the North.
Elijah Moore takes Chris Ray to the hole and misses the layup. Elijah Moore. Emilio doesn't save it out of bounds. And we're knotted at 10. That's our second tie so far tonight as Chris Moore will have a seat for the South. Checking in the game is Marion.
Keon Marion from the Hickory Hoyas.
Rutherford for 3, right in hands of Warren Vincent. Warren stops from long range, and Chris Ray tried to put it back, but nothing but green underneath.
We saw Vincent hoisting up threes from midcourt in pregame warmups as that dunk falls for Elijah Moore. He's up to 7 points.
Elijah Moore is 7 points, first time out, 12-10. The North lead the South will return with more action from Charlotte in the 2024 ECBL All-Star Game.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
We're in the Queen City for the 2024 ECBL All-Star Game. South side is 7 minutes, and the South trail the North. The North led by Elijah Moore for the Petersburg Cavaliers with 7, and Callaway feeds Felder, and Felder contested by Chris Ray. And Chris Ray picks up the first foul of the All-Star Game.
And Ray looked at the ref like, hey, was that one on me? And he said, yeah, well, I got my hands on Felder there. But Felder going to the line for 2. The ECBL Finals MVP. Again, we talked about it in the pregame, 30 points. Fantastic game. Just one free throw, and we're going to keep on moving.
Felder makes the free throw. It's 13-10. Felder, a played 15 games for the DC Heat, shooting 70% from the charity stripe. And the North lead by 5, 15-10.
First bucket for Corey Moore of the DC Heat, the new ECBL champions, as
Monty Brooks for the runner. 15-12. The North was Elijah Moore. But at Callaway, he'll put up a 3. And pulling down the big rebound was Eli Smith. Chris Ray inside and tries to feed Brooks, but Brooks slipped and fell. But Corey Moore misses the 3 for the North. Corey Moore one more time, and if one doesn't count, the second one will. For the MVP of the ECBL this year with 6 points, 5 points, and an 18-6 lead ahead to the man who leads the way for the North for the Petersburg Cavaliers, Elijah Moore. 21, 21-12. Biggest lead for the North, and they're with numbers, and Corey Moore. There it is.
One.
There it is, and that's the biggest lead, 12, and he's running around like he's like the Southwest flight taking off from the CLT.
He's feeling it right now.
Felder, the MVP of the championship game, connects with another North player from the Petersburg Cavaliers, and the North in control, 26-12, 14-point lead. And can we see the South make some substitutions as Smith hands it off to Emilio, and he'll take it with ease. Nobody defending Emilio as he took it to the right side.
That's going to break that scoring run, Petey. I mean, the South went on a huge run here. And, the North went on a huge run.
Great defense by Smith on Corey Moore, the MVP, and he says, you ain't going to do it on me. So he picks up the foul. We got a timeout, 4:29 left. 12-point lead in your All-Star game. The North in control here, leading the way for the North so far through the first quarter. Elijah Moore with 11, followed by the MVP of the season, Corey Moore with 8. Callaway has 3. Tariq Felder with 5 himself. 4:29 left, only 2 fouls. One on the Eli Smith for the South, the other one on Chris Ray as he fouled your 2024 MVP of the championship game, Tariq Felder, on the layup to come out of the first media timeout. I want to thank everybody for tuning in on High Level Media NC, or also on the ECBL's Hoops YouTube pages. Tariq Felder looking for someone to move for the North, and no one moving.
He's got 4 new teammates on the floor with him as well. Victor Shiona in the game.
Shiona's first shot was short, and it looked like it was off of the South, but they call it off the North. I'm sure they gave a helping hand to Keon Marion. From my point of view, it looked like it was off Marion. Marion swings it over Kovacin. Kovacin, the OG award winner for the ECBL this season, as you can count as Tariq Felder's shot was goaltended by Victor Shiona. So it's 28-16.
Complete and utter, complete whole line changes for both teams, as that foul is called on Woodbury of the Fayetteville Panthers.
And that's what you like to see in these All-Star games. Nobody taking the whole crown. So far right now, my MVP has to be Elijah Moore in the first quarter, but then Eli Smith comes in for the South and gets them back within single digits on the 3. Trailing by 9 as the Fayetteville Panthers answer for the North, make a 30-19.
And who's it out of bounds on? Looks like it'll stay here on this side, Petey, but, complete and whole line changes on both sides. Got Mike Hughes in the game from the Winston-Salem Wolves is out there.
Mike Hughes participated in the dunk contest and was eliminated in the early rounds. Eli Smith for the South hits another one from the left wing. That was a deep two. They said his foot was on the line, so it's 30-21. Back to a single-digit lead for the North. Will the North open up as Shiona on the right wing over to. It's great defense by Leroy Williams of the Carolina Thunder. And Tariq Felder fouls. It's the team's second foul for the South, which will put him, Mandy Brooks, to the line for the South to shoot one. 2:46 left first quarter, 30-21. The North lead the South as he gets a shooter's roll, and it's 8-point advantage north side as we're in the south side of Charlotte.
And beautiful day outside, and also beautiful atmosphere here in Charlotte. This gym with the skyline. You can see the sky peeking in on our view here.
Hughes goes inside to Shiona. Shiona spins baseline, and he is fouled by Leroy Williams. And that early in early once I saw the roster come out, and we watched Leroy Williams play 2.5 weeks ago from Rock Hill, South Carolina. He was my man to watch.
Leroy Williams is a guy who, came on late, but has been one of the better players for the Carolina Thunder all season long. Of course, averaging over 17 points a game, and, did a great job for Sebastian Page and his team.
As Keon Marion gets two for the South, they hit the base plate and falls through. Corey Moore, stutter stepping in the paint, goes to the elbow, puts up a rainbow shot, and the South turns it right over to the North, and the North
jump ball.
Woodbury was tied up. They call it a jump ball. So Woodbury will be jumping up against, appear to be Mandy Brooks.
Great defense that time as well. Was able to get his hands on the basketball.
Oh, it's Leroy Williams.
Yeah, Leroy Williams from the Carolina Thunder, but he did a fantastic job by Leroy Williams there. Got two hands on the ball and was able to force that jump ball.
Eli Smith coming down. Nice give and go back to Smith, and he draws the and one, and the South are within 3 points. 30-27.
Making their way back in the game. The second unit has come in, led by Eli Smith, and they're putting some points on the board.
Making a 16-4 run by the South. Like I said, there's no lead that solidifies the victory today in the All-Star game, as we're inside 2 minutes as Shiona looking to back his man down. Shiona scoreless here for the North. Top of the key three off the mark, and Eli Smith all over the court for the South pulls out the rebound. Eli looking for a double screen.
Ooh.
Nice shake and bacon. Looking like that bacon that I ate this morning.
Bacon
Too bad
sounds
it
good
was
right
burnt. Corey Moore driving, leaner, follows through, but could not connect. It was Woodbury. Sprinting in the front court. Back out. Three for the Rookie of the Year. Doesn't fall for the South. And the Rookie of the Year for the South was Mandy Brooks.
Almost had a good stroke by Brooks. Wide open, found his shot, just couldn't knock it down. For a guy who shot 46% from the field, you'd expect him to knock it down, but even in the All-Star game, they're playing some defense today.
I'll tell you, the North struggling on the offensive side. Mike Hughes from the Winston-Salem Wolves couldn't get it to fall either.
They are scrapping for rebounds here.
Covison, no. And there to pick it up, Leroy Williams back to Covison. Shot clock's at 20. The OG misses. Potrell Rogers doesn't fall.
Wow.
4 opportunities. And the North turn it over. And it's a kickball by Eli Smith.
What a scramble there on both sides of the floor. I mean, we're seeing guys diving for rebounds, PD. This is, not your typical all-star game where they're just sitting back and, giving all kinds of space and quarter. These guys are out here competing hard.
Shiona, off of Shiona, out of bounds. And it'll be the South's ball with just 16 seconds left. Who will get the final shot? Will it be Marion, Eli Smith, Potrell Rogers, Leroy Williams, or Covison? 5 on the shot clock. Looking like Marion's going over to Williams, and Williams airballs it at the end of 1. The South trail by 2, but the South on a 16-0 run to close out the first quarter. We're going to quarter number 2. Don't go nowhere. Go to the bathroom real quick, grab a bag of chips, and come back. You're listening to ECBL's All-Star Game on High Level Media.
1 in 3 adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has my mind.
$16-0 run by the South. They were down late in the first quarter heavily, 29-12. They put up 1 point in the last 4 minutes. Quarter number 2 underway with the South. On defense, who will live to hoist the trophy as Corey Moore brings it up from the champion DC Heat as he found Mike Hughes, but the pass was too low for Hughes to pick it up. Potrell Rogers shaking and making, spinning, nice move to the cup, and the South tie it up at 30. Here come Potrell Rogers, and offense, and the South lead by 2. Potrell Rogers, 4 straight points. Corey Moore trying to shake and bake. Oh, Marion stops, pops from the right side, doesn't connect. Shiona fighting amongst the trees and gets his first points tonight.
Shiona's been working hard in his time on the floor. He finally got one to fall.
Eli Smith looked like he traveled on the handoff. And, it's an all-star game. What's an official out there for? Oh, nice backcourt, but we'll keep it going. The tempo of the music is real. Corey Moore, baseline Euro step, drops it off to Hughes, and Hughes couldn't connect. But Shiona fighting. Shiona again, yes!
Shiona's probably got 4 points and like 7. He's Tavon Mealy today out there.
Yes. As Leroy Williams answers back for the South. 34 apiece.
Both teams working hard.
Correction, it's 36-34.
And there is Mike Hughes for the Winston-Salem Wolves. Gets the offensive board and the putback. And now we see Corey Moore put a foul, this time on Keon Marion of the Hickory Hoyas. So Keon Marion will go to the line. I love this back and forth action. I love the loose nature here. They decided to crank up the music here in the second quarter. Except for the free throws, apparently, as Marion knocks down the first. But and the second. But
Not sure what's going on with the scoreboard over there or who's operating, but we're getting it underway. It's 36 apiece. And there he is, the Petersburg Cavaliers. Big man Elijah Moore as the North lead 38-36.
there's Patrell Rogers again.
The South tied up. Patrell Rogers, 6 points here in the quarter. It's 38 apiece.
Elijah Moore, as we see him step back for three and come up short. Big time matchup problem because he can shoot the long ball and he can take you off the dribble down low and compete with the best of them on the rebounding as Marion knocks down another one.
40-38, the South lead by 2 as Corey Morris looking to take Patrell Rogers to the cup.
Little ECBL finals again right there.
Patrell Rogers didn't really show up in that game as the pass from Felder led Elijah Moore to the bucket.
Oh, off the hands of Vincent. Had 2 fingers on it, PD hit it off of his pink shoes and just trickled out of bounds over there next to the photographer. Or where the photographer was standing doing pregame photos.
40-38, the South lead the North. So the officials are over there wondering what the call was or what the call will be. It's going to be North's ball.
$10 on the shot clock, 9 on the shot clock.
There, got a shot clock.
It's just winding.
Shot clock is winding in.
It's all right. Mike Hughes is fleet of foot, and he was aware of the situation. He laid it up as the shot clock was expiring.
As Warren Vincent was worried about the shot clock violation. Shot clock violation as Vincent doesn't connect. Long rebound to Williams. Hands it off to Vincent. Vincent inside to Patrell Rogers on the mismatch. Down low. Rogers has an advantage. Kiss off the window. Draws the foul. Patrell Rogers to the line. For the South, Patrell Rogers on the season, 67% accuracy from the charity stripe. Averages 21 points per game. Season high, 43 against the Gastonia, against the Crusaders back on June 2nd. And the South lead 41. I guess they give him 2 points for every free throw.
Took me a second to figure that out too, but it's a great way to get the game moving along as that foul was on LeBron Woodbury of the Fayetteville Panthers.
Euro step for the big man Elijah Moore, and he couldn't connect, gets his own rebound. Batted out by Emilio Parks from the Charlotte Tribe. And we'll stay with the North as Callaway and Rutherford check in. Fayetteville Panthers. Callaway picked up an award prior to the day's game as Tariq Felder holds with 18 seconds over to his teammate Corey Moore, and Rutherford with the rebound. Back to Moore. Moore with another opportunity, and you can count it. The North have a 1-point lead. Can that be the spark that the North need?
3 threes for Corey Moore. He's just hanging out around the three-point line and very content on doing so.
And I tell you, anybody who takes that baseline on the South side steps on the line. And a turnover South, 43-42.
We'll see if the North has that problem when they switch sides in the second half.
Callaway couldn't get a shooter's roll, but Rutherford fighting with the 3 Southside players, and it's stripped. Patrell Rogers lays it with ease for the South. They regain the lead, 44-43.
A little ball fake by Patrell Rogers, nicely done. He's the leading scorer for the South, just one off from Elijah Moore.
Corey Moore to Rutherford, and Rutherford smiles at Warren Vincent as he blocks it from behind, and the South with the 3-point lead, 46-43, with a layup by Keon Marion. And we got a timeout north side, 46-43. We're going to step away with them. Make sure you ice up the chest beside your recliner at home. We have the All-Star game from Charlotte.
Sinclair Broadcast Group Incorporated was founded in 1986 and is one of the largest and most diversified television broadcasting companies in the country. Sinclair owns and operates, programs, and provides sales services to 163 television stations in 77 major markets. That's more television stations than anyone in the U.S. We have affiliations with all the major networks including Fox, ABC, MyTV, CBS, NBC, Univision, Azteca, and CW. On behalf of Sinclair Broadcasting Group,
46-43, the South lead the North. The North calls a timeout. Can the MVP, Corey Moore, come in and hit the three for the North to tie it up? We'll see as Patrell Rogers on defense on Tariq Felder. Felder stepped back. He was fouled as Patrell Rogers was like, what did I do? Obviously, you fouled him, young man.
Outside of touching him while he was shooting the basketball, not much, my friend. But this has been a really exciting game so far. Back and forth, the offense has been flowing. The energy's been high, and I've really enjoyed this first half so far.
Tariq Felder, 70% from the charity stripe, misses. But Callaway gets the bucket for the North. Look like we're playing 21 taps in the playground, but you got 2 points off of it. The North trail by 1 as Callaway with the steal, but couldn't get around Vincent.
I wanted to see Emilio Parks step back three-pointer. That's what I wanted to see.
Emilio had a nice look. Emilio from mid-range flushes home for the South. 48-45. Down by 3. Can we see the MVP as he leads his teammate? They've done it all season. They continue to do it in the All-Star game for the North.
The two MVPs linking up right there. Moore to Felder.
Look at that. Nice backdoor cut by Felder. And I tell you, right now, Elijah Moore better move over because he's got a contested player for the MVP in my books. And Vincent with a long 3. Vincent with 3 threes, the sixth man of the year, 51-49. Turnover just by our table.
My arm wasn't long enough.
I would have saved it if I was on your side, Craig.
I thought about diving for the loose ball, but I still would have been out of bounds. I mean, I'm wearing a dark color, so there probably would have been the ball going over to the North had I saved it.
Very true. 6:50 left. Can't quite see because of the sun on the clock.
Looks like 6:59 from what I can tell here. But, yeah, it's very hard to see it. The sun is in the direct glare of the sunlight coming in. I love the sky view. It is awesome, but the only detriment of that is that it's affecting our scoreboard. But it does appear we can tell it's 51-49. That's right. 6:59 on the clock until halftime, PD, and a close contest. It's kind of what I expected. Like I said 147-140 to the South, and they fought their way back after falling down pretty big. But the South again they've got the momentum right now. We see guys like Chris Ray coming back into the game. He's going to inbound right here in front of us. Can the South, led by Corey Moore, led by Elijah Moore, get back in this game?
Step back. And Elijah Moore with the rebound over to Callaway. Izzo worked the ball coming up the court. Trying to go inside to Felder, but a bounce pass. Felder would have had a kiss off the window. And the bank is open in Charlotte today, I heard. Callaway inside to Felder. Felder loses the ball. Not sure what he's trying to do. I believe he's thinking Callaway.
I think he was thinking
back door.
Looked like an Olympian trying to do a discus move with the ball behind his back.
Elijah Moore straight to the cup. And padding the stats for the North. They tied at 51. Elijah Moore tonight with 15.
Leads all scorers.
Patrell Rogers getting the screen, going around the screen, lays it up. And Patrell Rogers for the South with 14.
Right behind him, trying to keep pace. I mean, that's probably our leaders in the clubhouse for MVP is Corey Moore tries to knock down his 4th three, but falls just short.
Warren Vincent with the and one. As he flex.
Foul's going to go against Felder of the DC Heat. But quietly, Warren Vincent, though, PD, 13 points in the first half.
You can see the clock, 4:55 left, 55-51. The South lead.
And, with Mario, head coach Mario Leak has got to like what his guy Warren Vincent's doing here in the first half.
Callaway steps back mid-range, rattles out. Eli Smith with the rebound. Smith looking up the court to Vincent. Vincent wanted to stop and pop over Elijah Moore. Step back on Moore and flushes it home.
Telling you
says,
what.
give me distance and I'll show you range. 60-51. The South trailed by 14, and now they lead by 9. By 8.
Even if Vincent didn't play in Gastonia, he looks like a sniper right now.
There he is again. Unleashes. Only if he could have hit them in the three-point contest, he'd be our winner. But Chris Moore won it for the South and won it in the three-point contest in the afternoon festivities for Second Ward Gymnasium. 62-51, 11-point advantage. Can we see? Look at it right now. The North led by as many as 14 in that first quarter. Now the South lead in the second quarter, 62-51.
Goes back to what we were saying at the beginning of the first quarter, at the beginning of the second quarter. In the East Coast Basketball League, no lead is insurmountable. So perhaps we will see that on this side of things now that the South has made such a big surge and a big run here to take this double-digit lead. We'll see if the North now can string some good possessions together. They've still got Elijah Moore on the floor. They still got Corey Moore. Felder's out there. Let's see what they can do.
Rutherford straight to the cup. Puts up a runner. The North back within single digits.
That's what they wanted to do over there on the North bench. Drop something easy. Donald Rutherford from the Rowan County Bulls gets on the board. First 2 points of the game.
Emilio Parks driving. Nice baseline cut by Woodbury, and Woodbury said, nice pass. Sorry I wasn't there.
Brooks from the Let It Fly Web Dogs almost was able to bring it in.
(62-53), 3:21 left. Callaway will come into play. Oh, we got Leroy Williams checking in for Emilio Parks from the Charlotte Tribe. The Carolina Thunder checking in for the Tribe. Panther in to the DC Heat. Felder finds Corey Moore, but Corey Moore was not paying attention.
The ball found Corey that time.
It's Chris Ray. Clears it out for the South. The Vincent, the sniper, is alert, and he couldn't connect. Buddy Mandy Brooks gets a follow, put back, 64-53. And Callaway, too worried about goaltending. Should have played defense. Backdoor cut. Leroy Williams in and out. Corey Moore clears it out for the North. To Elijah Moore, lays it up with ease.
Nobody wants to get in front of Elijah Moore right now. They're just kind of getting out of his way, letting him score.
Vincent at the other end, kiss off the window, and the bank is open in North Carolina.
What a run by Warren Vincent in the second quarter here in the last couple minutes. He is now the leading scorer in the game, PD. 22 points here by Vincent.
So far, he's the first half MVP.
He's having a heck of a second quarter right now.
Starting today for the South in the All-Star game, the winner of the Six-Man Award. Corey Moore from the corner, shortest point on the court for three. 58-66.
Three-pointer number four from the DC Heat.
You see the North guarded Vincent as Chris Ray. Shot was off the mark. Moore ahead. Almost lost him and staying right with it. Mike Hughes and picking up two. The North down by 6. 66.
I like the mix of
60.
guys on the floor for the North here. You got Corey Moore, you got Shiona, then you've also got, and there's a long three-pointer here by Eli Smith. But you know, you got LeBron Woodbury out there as well.
Corey Moore for three, and you can count it as he's running down the court. He's got the North within 6 inside of 2 minutes of the first half. Eli Smith is another one that can shoot long, and he just wanted to pull, but he goes to Chris Ray. He takes Mike Hughes to the hole for 2. 71-63.
Good way to stay with it by Ray after he lost the ball, was able to regather.
The North couldn't answer with back-to-back 3 by the MVP, but he puts up another one short. And Vincent ahead to Smith. Smith will lay it up. Eli wanted to dunk it, but he says, "No, I'll just lay it up," and we're back ahead by 10. 40-some seconds left. Leroy Williams clears it out and turns it over at the same time.
Good idea. Passes a little too long by Williams to Vincent, and
21 ticks left.
Yeah, Vincent gave him a self-pat on the chest that it's a good pass.
Hughes will put up a 3, follows a shot, steps back out, shortest part of the court, rims out. Vincent with a rebound for the North. Correction, for the South. Warren Vincent drives on Corey Moore, hits the brick wall, finds Chris Ray. Ray couldn't connect as he grabs his left wrist. We got 19 seconds left. Chris Ray for the Charlotte Tribe in the first game of the game of the week. We saw Chris Ray hit the floor hard in the game against the Hickory Hoyas. Eli Smith steps back, and he's looking for a foul as LeBron Woodbury from the Panthers fouls Eli Smith. He'll shoot possibly 3. It might be 2 in the All-Star game. Never know. The South trail the North. The North trail the South.
One free throw will count for all 3 is what they're saying right here. Just saw the signal from the referee at the scorer's table. So you make all 3, you miss all 3 on one shot.
Looks like he missed all 3. Eli Smith from the Gastonia Snipers. The 80% free throw shooter on the season is Corey Moore. Runner gets the shooter's roll for the North. 73-65, and that takes us to halftime. The North trail the South. 73-65 will return with stats, facts, and figures, the unofficial stats for the first half. After a word from our sponsors, you're listening to 2024 ECBL All-Star Game from Second Ward Gymnasium in the Queen City of North Carolina, Charlotte. That is Welcome back to Second Ward Gymnasium. PD Doors, Craig Green here. Halftime festivities are over. Third quarter's about to get started. Through the stats, the unofficial stats in the first half for the North, leading away. Elijah Moore with 19, Corey Moore with 17, Tariq Felder 11, Callaway with 5, Rutherford with 2, and Shiona with 4. For the South, leading away, Smith with 16. No, correction, Vincent with 22. Lai Smith with 18. Marion with 8. Rogers with 14. Brooks with 6. And Parks with 4. Third quarter's underway. The North trail the South in the third quarter. 73-65 is Williams to Petrell Rogers. To Vincent.
Already a turnover by the North on their first possession.
The North are going to need some MVP help if they plan on picking up the win. They need Corey Moore for the DC Heat to come out and shine here in the second half with his long ball.
And there's a 3 this time by Callaway. Knocks that down. Excuse me, not Callaway. I get that wrong. That was Petrell Rogers, I believe, for 3.
Williams wanted to take it from the corner. Over to Vincent. The Gastonia sniper unleashes the 3, and Rutherford with the rebound for the North. Elijah Moore over the Felder. Elijah Moore continues to climb with 21 points. The North trail by 9 as Petrell Rogers. I was talking to Corey Moore at halftime, and I said, you guys need to contain Petrell Rogers because that's a man that can hurt you silently.
And also, it wouldn't hurt for them to put a body on Warren Vincent as well.
Yeah, he said the last time when the DC Heat played Vincent, he wasn't playing, so he was unsure how to guard him, but they need to watch out for Marion also. You know, pretty much just need to watch out for everyone. I mean, every player out there can showcase their talent. As Corey Moore for 3. There it is. The man, the myth, the legend of the North for 3.
And again, hanging out at that 3-point line. He's been happy to do that all game long.
Kind of looks like my kids out there at the end of the road waiting on an ice cream truck. Corey Moore once again, and he's hot. And it's within 5, the North trails 78-73. Corey Moore on defense, and I tell you, Marion puts one right over top of him. Corey Moore for 3 threes, no. And Callaway. Whoa, 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 yippee-oh, yippee-yay.
Callaway was like, that should be North ball, but referees don't agree.
Petrell Rogers taking it inside, turn around, jump shot, flushes home.
So smooth, so calculated. Petrell Rogers knocks that shot down, and he is up to 19.
Callaway kiss off the window with the putback, and the North down by 7, 82-75. Marion with the runner, high kiss off the window, and Petrell Rogers ahead, football pass, but trailing and going up. The DC Heat connects with the Petersburg Cavaliers for 2, 82-77.
Little Northern Conference championship game connection right there. Elijah Moore, 23 points in this All-Star game.
William Vincent traveled, turn around on Elijah Moore, couldn't connect. You know, it's interesting to see for the South, without having Chris Moore from the primetime players on the court.
He's just happy to be here, just hanging out. Won the three-point contest, dropped the mic, and said, I'm going to take it on back down to Rock Hill.
82-77, the South leading the North. In the third quarter, action from Second Ward Gymnasium in Charlotte, North Carolina. PD North's Craig Green here. Craig, it's been a great season covering ECBL. We look forward to more years to come in the ECBL as Patrell Rogers shaking and baking on Felder and put some poster on him on the baseline.
That little floating, hanging, fadeaway, mid-range jump shot, that's the patented Patrell Rogers shot right there. As Mike Hughes was fouled going to the hole. He'll take 2 free throws.
Can't say it together.
1 free throw for 2.
It's the first foul of the second half.
And that foul against Leroy Williams of the Carolina Thunder.
Mike Hughes and the Winston-Salem Wolves makes the free throw, so count as 2. 84-79. Marion's pass was off of the foot of Elijah Moore. Long Patrell Rogers and Callaway with the rebound. Here comes Corey Moore. And you see Chris Ray just get right out of his way and just let him take it up.
No need to foul him there. Just let the man score. Again, you know, no defense is good defense in the All-Star game.
Leroy Williams pass is stabbed out. Chris Ray for the Charlotte Tribe, pick it up, driving on Elijah Moore. Left-handed floater was no good, but he's grabbing his manhood as Moore to the corner to Hughes. Hughes spins it around. Corey Moore on the right wing and tries to go to Felder, and they turn it over. Nice pass by Chris Ray. The South continue to step away from the North. The North need an answer, and Mike Hughes' shot wasn't the one. Marion drive and reverse layup is good. That's 4 straight points for Marion, and he could be a quiet dark horse for the MVP. 88-81, the South lead the North in the third quarter of the All-Star game, presented by High Level Media.
Need help planning your next sporting event? Sit back and relax. Event Management has got you covered. Whether a charity call, fundraiser, a preseason showcase, or a regular season game day operation, let Sit Back and Relax handle the details. Single game, tournament, and full season event planning and logistics services available. No matter how big or small, SBR has you covered. Just sit back and relax while the professionals at Sit Back and Relax take care of the rest. Visit SBRNC.com or call 919-264-8418 to get started.
88-81. The South lead the North in the All-Star game, presented by High Level Media. The ECBL's 2024 season will come to a close today as Corey Moore looking for the foul, but hits the 3, 88-84.
Corey Moore has been out there knocking down 3 after 3 after 3 after 3.
Showcasing his talent here in the second half. The MVP, letting everybody know that's why he's the MVP, is Leroy Williams. Floater couldn't connect, right in hands of Mike Hughes. Hughes to Elijah Moore. Moore spins on Park, step back, floater, no, and Leroy Williams with the rebound. From the Carolina Thunder, Eli Smith working on the offensive side on Hughes. Long 3, pushing down low, but Elijah Moore with the rebound for the North. Hughes drives, kiss off the window, and the North are within 1 possession.
Stringing together good offensive takes on each side of the floor here is the North. That's why they're fighting their way back. Remember, the South was up by about 12.
Patrell Rogers spins on Shiona couldn't get the fall off the kiss off the window. Corey Moore's three. Right in the hands of Williams. Williams to Marion, and Marion's fouled by Shiona.
That won't be in the active shooting, so should just be a side out for the South.
We got a timeout, 88-86. We're going to step away with them. You're listening to ECBL All-Star Game on High Level Media.
1 in 3 adults in America have prediabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mama.
88-86, the North trail the South by 1 possession as Eli Smith comes into play to Vincent with 14 on the shot clock. Smith to Marion. Marion to Parks. Parks taking it to the hole, pushes it back out. 2 on the shot clock. They force up the shot. Doesn't connect. Parks with the rebound, resets it, turns it over, and here comes the North with the chance to tie it up, and they do with a one-handed slam. We're tied at 88.
LeBron Woodbury looking like LeBron James in the open court, flushing it home, and we are level at 88, and here's another turnover.
The North, Moore with an lead, no. And fighting, and Shiona with the jump ball.
Shiona down there battling with Brooks.
Battling like he's about to get the G League card.
Kingdom Life against the Let It Fly Web Dogs here on the jump ball.
Out at 88, and the Web Dogs win the battle.
The rookie.
Smith, and he's fouled as he makes the three. Vincent and Woodbury helps him up with an assistant from Emilio Parks. They said it was a 2 for the South, 90-88.
Either way, an impressive shot by Eli Smith of the Gastonia Snipers. He and his teammate, Warren Vincent, so far have combined for 37 points of the 90 for the South. Oh, free throw rolls in and out.
90-88. Look at Woodbury. Tries to posterize Emilio Parks.
And then Shiona on the offensive board, fouled going up, was hacked from behind.
Breaking news reported on Fox 10 that a possible shots fired at a rally for former President Donald Trump.
Hopefully everyone out there is okay.
It says unconfirmed, but shots were heard. Possible shots fired at rally. Breaking news. We're here in the Queen City for your 2024 ECBL All-Star Game. So Shiona does I have to read shot clock.
Looks like they may just keep it on the floor here for the time being, but doesn't mean they can't continue on with the free throws. I know they have to find out the contingency plan here, but Just have somebody count to 24. Looks like the shot clock is working again. And Shiona knocks down 1 for 2. So here we are, 90-90, PD, with just over 3 minutes to go, about 3:45 to go here in the third quarter. A close game. Nobody with a clear advantage either.
And laying it up, Mandy Brooks for the South. Hughes answers back for the North with a 3, 93-92.
Vincent against Moore, that's a matchup I'm interested in.
Vincent's fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 1.
Vincent missed both free throws. No points here in the third quarter for Warren Vincent.
Smith, nice head fake, pulls it back out to Vincent. Vincent for 3, doesn't fall. Shiona pulls it down for the North.
Rebound number 63 for Victor Shiona.
Unofficial,
Yeah.
but it feels like it.
Yeah, he's been hanging and banging down low all game long.
You know, when we covered the game against Garden City, the Let It Fly Web Dogs. No, it's Kingdom Life. Shiona just killed him on the boards.
He did. He did a fantastic job leading the, keeping Kingdom Life in that basketball game. Awesome job by Shiona. It was not enough as Garden City Magic got the win that day. But Shiona, a force to be reckoned with, one of the best rebounders in the league, bar none.
Terrell Rogers should have took it up himself. One too many passes for the South. And we got to end one. Woodbury.
Woodbury finishing at the rim, taking the contact and putting it home. You know, that feels good for LeBron Woodbury of the Fayetteville Panthers. As we've seen the North make a surge, PD, and now they're up by 5. It was a 92-90 game, and they've reeled off 7 straight points.
You know, our prediction, Craig, is not far off. We got a whole quarter and a half. We got 15 minutes of basketball left, and we're only 50 points away.
Yep, I think I said 147, 140. Don't know if we're going to get that high, but, you know, this third quarter has kind of slowed things down, but we are going to see a close game. I think that's something we can both agree on.
Parks working on Shiona, hands it off to Smith, and Smith's floater is good for the South. 94 for the South, 97 for the North. Backdoor cut. The Panthers working on offense for the North, and it's a turnover.
Petaway hit the deck.
Vincent working on Hughes, tries to cross him over and loses the ball. Mandy Brooks' 3 is off the mark, and they say it's off of
Shiona. Shiona arguing his case, but ref said you went over the top and knocked it out.
This is not the court of law. The call is a call, and the call in the stands. The South with the ball. Smith.
Nice cross.
Nice. Tried to cross him up, pulled it back out. Shiona with his 97th rebound. Nice give and go, and a one-handed yoke for Woodbury in the North. They extend the lead. The South has 99 problems. to deal with, and it all in the north.
LeBron Woodbury, 6 points in this game, but all of them have been pretty exciting.
Petrell Rogers is fouled. Had to be fouled as he hit the floor so hard.
Pointed to his head, said, I got hit in the head.
Emilio Parks contested in 3 in the South. Eli Smith, the Let It Fly Web Dogs, pulls it over to Vincent from the Gastonia Snipers, who has the green light, steps back, fires away, and it doesn't fall. Shiona, 98th rebound. 46 seconds left, third quarter, 99-94. 20 seconds separate the shot clock and the game clock as Elijah Moore couldn't connect.
Look at Vincent down there between Woodbury and Shiona.
Vincent's season high is 34, which he netted twice this season for the Gastonia Snipers. Emilio Parks mid-range is good for the South. Emilio Parks with 6 points. It's his first bucket of the second half as Shiona works on Parks. Kiss off the window. Shiona crosses the century mark for the North. And that's the end of the third quarter with the Fidelity Investments money quarter coming up in the South. Trail the North by 5, 101-96. We're going to take it with them. We'll return with the Fidelity Investments money quarter, the final quarter of the 2024 season for the ECBL.
Sinclair Broadcast Group Incorporated was founded in 1986 and is one of the largest and most diversified television broadcasting companies in the country. Sinclair owns and operates, programs, and provides sales services to 163 television stations in 77 major markets. That's more television stations than anyone in the U.S. We have affiliations with all the major networks including Fox, ABC, MyTV, CBS, NBC, Univision, Azteca, and CW. On behalf of Sinclair Broadcasting Group,
101 problems for the South. They're down by 5. 101-96. The fourth quarter about to get started in your 2024 ECBL All-Star Game. PD Norris, Craig Green here from Second Ward Gymnasium in Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina.
And what a game we've seen so far. 101-96, 5 points separating us. Let's see what this fourth quarter is going to bring. I bet it's going to bring some high-quality, high-intensity basketball.
Eli Smith brushes the bottom of the backboard as the shot was off the mark. This could be where the MVP is crowned here in the fourth quarter. Who will take over? Chris Ray tied up. He's fouled. They say he's fouled by LeBron Woodbury.
You can already feel the intensity picking up on the court as well. Players moving a lot faster with a lot more intention with the basketball. That's 4 fouls on Woodbury.
Marion taking Callaway to the hole, and Callaway is fouled, and that's 2 fouls in the opening minute of the fourth quarter. We didn't have 2 fouls in the first 3 quarters. Ray will come into play to Marion. Marion looking to drive on Callaway. Over to Ray. The Charlotte Tribe tandem on the court. Ray.
Too much dribbling for Chris Ray.
And I tell you, Elijah Moore had an answer for him as he went up on him, as he blocks him, as he's looking at his left wrist. Trying to change the call on the court. Woodbury driving on Smith. Nice floater, and that's good for 2 for the North.
Woodbury, a guy, you know, about 6'2", 6'3", but unafraid to play bigger than his size. He's an athletic guy, and he goes down low, and he's got no fear of those bigs. Nice fadeaway by Petrell Rogers. He's up to 23 points.
That was great defense by Elijah Moore on Petrell Rogers. But Rogers able to get it off, but Woodbury answers back for the North. 105-98. Petrell Rogers going around the screen, but Elijah Moore steps out on defense. Eli Smith stops and pops for 3 and brushes nothing but the net.
Three-pointer is no good, and here comes Eli Smith. Ray gives it up. Leroy Williams of the Carolina Thunder, no good. Petaway with the rebound. Lost some of our stuff here at the table. And Elijah Moore for three knocks that down. Elijah Moore with 26 points on this game. Now coming back the other way, and that's Keon Marion who scores for the Hickory Hoyas. Keon Marion now with 18 points for the South. Just a 5-point contest.
108, 103, 9:31 left. Woodbury. Double team, puts a shot up, and he's fouled by Marion. Keon Marion with the foul. He'll shoot one. LeBron Woodbury coming alive here in the fourth quarter. Woodbury with 10 points. All of those in the second half. As he's looking for points 11 to 12 with this one free throw, makes both of them. 7-point advantage for the North. Chris Ray driving on Rutherford and trailing and looking
Late
to clean
foul
up.
call.
Late.
And both free throws knocked down, so just a 5-point game. Chris Ray with points 3 and 4 on that free throw. And Leroy Williams from behind, PD, knocked the ball away. Still going to be North possession with 12 on the shot clock.
Leroy Williams all over the court for the South. On defense. Callaway. Turn around jump shot off the mark, and Leroy Williams pulls down the rebound, hands it off to his teammate, Patrell Rogers. Rogers tries to pull Felder out. Goes to the rookie, Mondi Brooks. Keon Marion splits the defender, tries to go up, but finds Patrell Rogers, and Elijah Moore pulls down the rebound.
Good box out of Chris Ray as well.
Callaway will go to the line as he's fouled. Rogers shaking on Callaway. Goes to Chris Ray. Ray switches hands and follows through with the Mandy Brooks layup.
Cleaning up the mess. Chris Ray now up to 6 points here.
Elijah Moore for two. Ray to Rogers. Rogers spins on Callaway and loses the ball, and it's a Norse ball.
Still just a 5-point game here. Let's see if the North can pull away, but a turnover now.
Here comes Keon Marion, and it falls.
And
South.
That'll put Marion up to 20. And again, what a tight game we've got here. Both teams fighting hard. And, now we're seeing, a lot less of the Matador defense we saw earlier on. We're seeing guys really getting after it and playing, really tight, aggressive basketball.
112-110, the North lead. And here's Corey Moore for three.
I wonder
5-point lead.
I wonder what the ECBL record for three-pointers is in an all-star game. Corey Moore's got to be close. That's his 8th. And what a runner off the glass by Marion.
Marion stepping up for the South. 115 to 112. And Callaway's wraparound. Couldn't fall, but Marion with the rebound.
Absolutely got to be a foul. The South bench was about to lose it if the referee didn't blow the whistle on that one, as Keon Marion had his entire arm yanked around him. And they do call the foul. And over the limit is the North. So here goes Keon Marion of the Hickory Hoyas, 23 points on the game, shooting 1 for 2.
6:49 left. It's a 1-point game. North searching as Mike Hughes wanted to go inside to Shiona. To Corey Moore, and Moore misses the layup, and it's South's ball.
Felder came across and knocked it out of the hand of Brooks. And there's Marion. Marion puts the South back up by 1. Long two-pointer. Here comes Patrell Rogers, Petey. Let's see if he can be another spark here. He gives it up to Leroy Williams, his teammate. And turns it over. Long baseball court pass down court to Mike Hughes. And now Moore.
And Marion steps on the baseline. We got a timeout. Yeah, timeout. 116 to 115. The South leads the North.
At Cardinal Family Dentistry, we are honored to serve the community of Apex by providing honest, compassionate dental care. We focus on preventative care and education to make sure all of our patients enjoy optimal dental health, and we offer judgment-free treatment if you're in need of a corrective procedure. Dr. Barker and the rest of the Cardinal Family Dentistry team want to be a resource for you when it comes to your dental health. So we always keep you well informed and offer honest guidance to help you make the best decisions for you and your family. Give them a call today at 919-589-5001. That's 919-589-5001. Or visit them online at cardinalfamilydentistry.com.
.116 to 115, the South lead the North. North with the ball in All-Star game. 5 fouls for the South here in the fourth quarter. The North only 2 fouls. Is Tariq Felder with the ball. Patrell Rogers right on the hip. Shiona screening for Felder. Felder mid-range, doesn't fall. Shiona with his 99th rebound. And we have a whistle.
Looking at the lineup for the North, you've got Elijah Moore, Tariq Felder, Vic Shiona out here. I mean, you know, that's, you know, if you're an old WWF fan, that's Earthquake, Typhoon, and Tugboat all on the floor together at one time.
Elijah Moore lifts the North over the South, 117 to 116.
.30 points for Elijah Moore.
You know, Leaner couldn't fall for Marion. In the north, scrapping, and the south has it. Petrell Rogers spins in the paint, puts up the shot, shooters roll, no, and we have a whistle. And it's on the floor.
And that's going to be more free throws for the South, Petey. You know, momentum not really on the side of either team, really. You know, a 1-point contest. This one free throw here could change the trajectory of the game and the momentum and the advantage if Leroy Williams can knock it down, and he does. Elijah Moore doing what he's done all game long, getting to the hole uninterrupted. Scores again. He's got 32 points.
And Eli Smith, the guy I told Corey Moore you have to watch out for because he's a silent threat for the South. Hughes inside and turns it over. Keon Marion with a runner at the free throw line. No. In the north, in transition. Down, up by 2, and Corey Moore couldn't connect. Shiona pads the stats.
That gets Shiona over double figures. He's up to 10 now with 103 rebounds.
And it's 121 apiece. Petrell Rogers baselines off the mark. Moore's pass to Smith, and Smith hits the 3 as he breaks his wrist, looking right at Corey Moore.
Well, Smith stepped in front of the pass, intercepted it, found himself wide open on the wing. Paused for the cause, knocked down that 3.
Felder straight to the hole, uncontested. It's 124 to 123.
The MVP of the finals, also in double figures in this game, Petey. 13 points for Tariq Felder in this All-Star game.
We'll have an interview with your MVP right after the conclusion of this game, as Craig will have the MVP. Petrell Rogers, 15-footers off the mark. Ray volleys it up, and it goes to the north. Hughes loses the ball to Corey Moore. 124-123, South leading. Elijah Moore driving on Williams. And we got a blocking foul.
Yeah, Ray thought he drew the charge, but no dice, as he'll be tagged with the block.
Petrell Rogers will have a seat as Warren Vinson comes into play. Under 3 minutes left. 1-point game last year. We're the same way as a block shot last year.
Who could forget?
Around the same score. Last year's score was 127-125. Right now the North lead 125 to 124 on the free throw by Elijah Moore.
And now Marion going to the line for another one. Pretty even contest all the way around, PD. Both teams, evenly matched. They did a really good job, I think, in the selections of the All-Stars, putting these rosters together, and good job by both coaching staffs, too, managing the players, keeping everybody fresh, getting everybody enough run. And it's resulted in a heck of a game with just 2.5 minutes left.
Corey Moore for 3, and it's good for long range. 128-124, 2:24 left. Eli Smith going around a double screen. Felder picks him up. That's the man you need to watch. Pulls up for three, doesn't connect, chasing down a rebound, and it stays right with the North.
Yeah, you don't really blame Smith for taking that shot. He's knocked down 2 straight threes here, and he's feeling confident. You know, the young man from the Snipers up to 26 points in this game.
Elijah Moore misses. We're going coast to coast. Keon Marion for the South.
He's been the man right now, 29 points, and 21 of those in the second half. Keon Marion keeping the South in it.
In the North, Hughes. 130-126. The North All-Stars lead the South All-Stars.
A little condensation on the floor. Going to pick things up here. 4-point game with just a little under 2 minutes to go. See what the strategy is here for the South. Do you want to try to knock down a long-range shot? I mean, you've got some shooters on the floor here. You've got Marion, you've got Smith. Leroy Williams is capable. And, of course, don't forget about Warren Vincent. He's been very quiet this second half, PD. After 22 points in the first half, a goose egg in the second half for Warren Vincent.
Keon Marion, season high, was back on May 4th. 41 points in a 130-111 loss to the Petersburg Cavaliers. He averaged 28 points per game. That's where he stands right now, just 29 points. Shoots from the field 56%. From the charity stripe, he's 57%. He could have a little bit more if he'd made a few free throws, but he's come up short a few times.
Well, you know, in crunch time, that's what you got to do. You got to protect the basketball, knock down your free throws. The team that typically makes the least amount of mistakes usually wins the ball game. And here's Vincent. We talked about before, very quiet in the second half.
Didn't play much in the third quarter as Leroy Williams off the left elbow for the South. They're within one field goal with just a minute 28 left.
Stoppage of play. Was our timeout called? No, looks like it will just be a inbound after the basket by Williams.
North breaks the full court press put on by the South. The South within one possession here with 1:14 left. Tariq Felder, the finals MVP. Goes to Callaway. Callaway from the Panthers misses the three. The Petersburg Cavaliers get the rebound. Elijah Moore and
good defense by Chris Ray to block the shot from behind. Moore got the offensive board, kept it alive for the South, for the North. But good job by Chris Ray of the Charlotte Tribe. Get his hand in there, block it away, 20 on the shot clock for the North.
Callaway coming into play to Felder. Felder wants to know Whiting and a call, but Hughes gives the distance for the North. They up by 4 on the 17-footer. 52 ticks left. Vincent, can he get a spark here? Leroy Williams for 3, knocks it down for the South. They're within 1.
What a big bucket and a turnover.
And a turnover. Vincent with the reverse layup. The South lead by 1 with 41 ticks left.
What a time for Vincent to get his first basket after a turnover. And now, they called a foul that looked like Patrell Rogers and Vincent had Corey Moore in no man's land, but they call the foul on Vincent. And that's going to put Corey Moore at the line for 2, and that'll knocks down 1 free throw, and of course the North will be right back in the lead here with under 40 seconds left. But a tough call. Sebastian Page and Mario Leak over there arguing the call. They don't like what they saw whatsoever. And you got Chris Thomas, the president of the league, sitting right there next to me. They're asking him what happened.
As the North leads 134 to 30, 133 with 30 seconds, 10 seconds separate shot clock and the game clock as Vincent averages 21 points per game with the ball on the league's MVP. 7 on the shot clock. Going inside to Williams. Leroy Williams misses as the North gets the rebound, and they stab it out. Chris Ray stabs it out behind Corey Moore.
8 seconds left. So now on the inbounds here, you're going to have to foul if you're the South. No shot clock whatsoever.
Felder comes in play to Moore, and Moore is fouled by Patrell Rogers.
So here on a make, obviously a make counts for 2. You've got 7 seconds left. If you're the South, you obviously have to call timeout, plan a 3-point shot.
7 seconds. Corey Moore, the league's MVP, makes the free throw, puts the South up by 3.
They're going to roll it up. Let's see if they call timeout after they roll it up.
Vincent gets it. Going straight to the hole. Lays it up for the South. 4 seconds. 1-point game. Patrell Rogers fouls Corey Moore with 3.4.
Pressure free throw here for the league MVP. Even if you make it, you're not icing the game. You're just putting yourself up by a full possession, exactly. And that still leaves the South a chance to tie. 1 timeout to go. 3 timeouts left for the South, so they can burn a timeout.
Corey Moore makes it.
40 points for Corey Moore.
Corey Moore with 40 points, 3-point lead. The North leads the South 138 to 135 with 3.4 left. Who do you give the ball to if you're the South?
If you're the South, I'm still going with Warren Vincent here. He's had the hot hand.
Patrell Rogers or Warren Vincent.
Yeah, or to even look at Eli Smith, who's been unafraid in the second half. Eli Smith, 13 points in the second half. Keon Marion, 21 points in the second half. Those are your guys. Those are guys I would look at. Also, again, Warren Vincent was on a hot streak in the first half. But that's who I'm looking at right now. Anyone and everyone who can knock down a 3.
You know, everybody on the floor right now should be able to shoot at least a 3.
Yeah, you got to wonder if the South is going to put 5 shooters on the floor here. I don't really see a need for a rebounder whatsoever with 3 seconds to go.
As you can see, the sun is setting in our horizons in the Queen City. We got a 3-point game with 3.4 seconds.
What if we could get overtime here, Petey? We can either see overtime or we're going to see the North win this game. I don't think you'll see anything in the middle. So here's the inbound right now.
Chris Ray comes into Smith. Smith is fouled immediately. And that's what they wanted to do. They didn't want them to get a shot off.
An interesting strategy because, 1 free throw counts for 2. So do you want to make this or are you going to try to miss this to tap it out to shoot a 3? I think you kind of have to make this and then foul quickly. Because honestly, a tip out and the ball in the air is going to go through 2 seconds and the clock's going to expire. So if you're Smith here, if you're Eli Smith, just make the free throw, play some defense. Because if you steal an inbound, you can put it home and win the game on the inbound. That's what he does. Timeout.
Timeout North.
That's their last timeout. So now even more pressure, PD, because they have to get the ball in bounds. They've burnt. They just there it is. The scoreboard reflects it now. They just burnt their last timeout. So the North has to get the ball in bounds by any means necessary. Referees are letting a lot go. Maybe you can put a 6th guy on the floor on defense for the South.
As you can look at a sideline of the North, they're saying throw it down the court was what Tariq Felder was saying. They don't want it. Throw it down the court. Will they still be able to get a shot off?
Who knows?
If it's touched.
I love the strategy of not guarding the inbound, of guarding the guy who's throwing the inbound. I would much rather see 5 guys going against 4 against 4. You have 1 guy playing safety out there. And let's see what the South decides to do defensively. They're going to guard. No, they're not going to guard the inbound. Now they will. They put Chris Ray on it.
They get it inbound and put up the shot with 1.1 left.
And they're going to say the foul's on the floor, not in the act of shooting. So if you're Elijah Moore, do you knock it down here, or do you just miss it and just let the clock expire? Because it's almost impossible for the South to grab a rebound and heave it down court to make the bucket. If you make this, the South can call timeout and advance the basketball. So if I'm Elijah Moore, I miss this.
He missed it.
And a quick timeout. Look at the cat-like reflexes of the South bench to call that timeout.
It's coming down to a wire with 1.3 left. The South. Got 1.3 on the clock, 1 point game. Both teams in foul trouble. Either way. 1 point game, 1.3 left. Who do you give the ball to, Craig?
I'm still looking at Warren Vincent. He's my guy. Warren Vincent is my guy here. I still look at him. I look at anyone like a Patrell Rogers who can launch the shot from long range, but Warren Vincent's been the guy in the first half who kept the South in this game. Also looking at Eli Smith as well. But again, Eli Smith or Warren Vincent are the guys I'm looking at. But you need one bucket. Doesn't matter where it comes from. Just got to get one.
And Patrell Rogers will inbound it. No, Vincent. No, they say they'll let Eli Smith. Now they're pointing out fingers who to inbound it.
This could also be part of the strategy here, so the North can't decide who knows who to guard.
Okay, so Patrell Rogers will inbound it for the South at the scores table, 1.3. They'll get it in. Vincent.
He stepped out of bounds.
On the base.
Wow.
And that's how it ends.
They went to Vincent, Petey. They went to him, and he just made a critical mistake at the worst time. You got to feel bad for that young man.
And that's the final, 138 to 137. Last year, the final come down to a block. This year, it come down to someone stepping on the sideline.
Defense, 2 years in a row. I mean, you got to give it up to the North here to be able to force Vincent that far back to step out of bounds in the first place, not be able to square up and get a shot off. What a fantastic game here. 1 point separated both teams. And, you get these fans, I would have to say, got their money's worth. What a fantastic afternoon, and what a great way to close the season.
138-137, the final score. The North defeat the South in the All-Star game from the Queen City. As both teams are at the center court, we're going to have your MVP as soon as we return. You're listening to ECBL All-Star Games presented by High Level Media.
At Cardinal Family Dentistry, we are honored to serve the community of Apex by providing honest, compassionate dental care. We focus on preventative care and education to make sure all of our patients enjoy optimal dental health, and we offer judgment-free treatment if you're in need of a correct
have the final score of the 2024 ECBL Championship. The North defeat the South, 138-137. We have Craig standing by with the league's MVP of the season, Corey Moore, with the All-Star MVP. Take it away, Craig.
All right, got All-Star Game MVP Corey Moore with me. Hey, 2 MVP awards this year, League MVP, All-Star MVP. Not a bad way to finish the season.
Not at all, man. I'm just proud of the season we had as a team, proud of the season I had as a player. A lot of hard work that goes into that season. It's a lot of dedication, a lot of meetings, a lot of preparation that goes into it. So just to come out on top in both the league championship and the All-Star game, man, it's special.
What's it mean to be out here with all these All-Stars? You know, you're an All-Star yourself, obviously well-deserved, but so much talent on the floor for both teams. I know it was good to have your teammate Tariq Felder out there with you, but what's it mean, you know, to be selected as an All-Star, win MVP? What's all those things mean to you?
Just to get a little background, I went D3. I went Division III. So to have a semi-pro league like this and have guys that, like, really can play basketball at the highest level if they wanted to, it's just special to be around those type of guys and to see their dedication to the game even when it's not nice to them. Anybody want to play in the NBA overseas, that type of stuff. It's a good league, and it's a proven league year after year, and I was just proud to be on the floor with these guys.
40 points today. I lost count of how many threes you knocked down. Probably I think it was about 10 from my count. What was working for you out there today?
Man, it's a flow for me. If the first 2 go in, it's going to be a good game for me. It's really a flow. It's really the flick of the wrist, just having fun, being in my element. When I'm playing uptight and tense, then I don't really play well. But if I'm out there flowing, having a good time, smiling on the court, enjoying my teammates, it's all good from there.
3 trophies you got to take home. League MVP, All-Star MVP, League Championship. What's your offseason? What's the offseason going to look like for you, getting ready for next season?
Hey, man, just staying in shape, stay in the gym, keep playing with my guys. We play all year round in summer tournaments and stuff like that. So it starts now. The offseason starts now, going into next year, trying to go back-to-back. That's the goal.
Corey Moore, 40 points today, 12,000 three-pointers, knocked down in today's game.
Best show in America, man.
Hey, thank you so much, and congrats on today's win. Congrats on the MVP awards. Good luck in the future.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you.
Petey, back to you.
All right, Craig, thank you. As Corey Moore, the MVP of the All-Star game, the MVP of the season. Corey Moore, 138-137. The North defeated the South. Corey Moore, 40 points. We're going to go ahead with the unofficial stats for today's game for the losing effort of the South. Leading away, Marion with 29, followed by Eli Smith's 28. Petrell Rogers finished 4th in scoring with 23. Vincent with 26, held with just 6 points in the second half. Had the final shot coming up, but couldn't connect, Craig, as he hit the sideline for the South. The South fall 138-137. As Leroy Williams with 9 points, Chris Ray with just 4, and 4 of those here in the second half. That's a big miss for the South. They needed Chris Ray to step up with the help of Elijah Moore for the North.
Yeah, it was a well-rounded game. I mean, you know, so many guys on the floor, so many guys who can contribute and make plays. But yeah, Chris Ray definitely out there in crunch time. You know, did make some. He was very energetic early on. You know, was a pretty good contributor in today's game. You didn't really see it on the scoring column, but again, out there when it counts at the end of the game, that goes to show the confidence that they have. You know, in a guy like him. You know, a veteran in this league. Chris Ray is somebody who's been around the block and knows what to do in those crunch time moments. Just one critical mistake today by Warren Vincent, stepped out of bounds, you know, on the final possession with 1.3 to go, and that was the difference in the game. And it's so crazy. 2 years back-to-back comes down to the final shot. And, you know, a defensive play last year prevented the final shot from happening. This year, just a simple, critical mistake of, you know, having your toes on that line, and that cost the South today.
Box scores for the North, led by MVP Corey Moore with 40 points, followed by Elijah Moore's 32. Mike Hughes with 15 from the Winston-Salem Wolves, 13 for Tariq Felder, Woodbury with 12, and Callaway with 7. Callaway with just 2 points in the second half. but Felder with just 2 points in the second half himself. It was all Corey Moore for the North as they win 138-137. I want to thank everybody who come out today. Great festivities here at Second Ward Gymnasium in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's always a great working with the ECBL. I want to thank everybody who brought it possible this year for us to bring you guys coverage of the ECBL this season.
Thank you to Chris Thomas and everyone in the front office for the East Coast Basketball League. Thanks to all the coaches, all the players, all the staff, all the volunteers who have helped us along the way from Augusta, Georgia, to Petersburg, Virginia, to Rock Hill, South Carolina, to Washington, D.C., to Charlotte, by God, North Carolina. Thank you all for everything you've done for us.
The final score, 138-137. Craig, until football season is 6 weeks, it's always great working with you, and we look forward to working with you in the future. But, now time for the trenches.
That's right. Get ready for some gridiron action here. Reflect on this season. We'll see what's next. Maybe take a little break and enjoy some time with our families and get ready for the gridiron here in August and September. And, for all you good folks who tune in on highlevelmedianc.com each time, thank you so much for your time and your patience, and we appreciate everything you do for us. Can't wait to be back with you here. Before you know it, sayonara, buenos noches.
The final buzzer has sounded, and the North secure the win in a hard-fought contest today in the 2024 ECBL Championship. We hope you enjoyed the action tonight. Stay tuned for more basketball coming next year in the East Coast Basketball League. For Petey Norris, Craig Green, and all our camera operators throughout the season, good night and God bless, and we'll see you next season.